Well, guys, here we go again. It wouldn't be a Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe video if the game didn't automatically start up with making me put in the current time, for this. This seems to be a recurring thing for the last few videos of the game just automatically just making me wanting to put into the time. Why? I have no clue, but apparently this has been happening for the last couple of times I've been starting up the game, and I don't know why. I know I can probably just put in the wrong time on purpose, but for the game's sake, because I think it'll appreciate me a lot more if I did this, but I think I'm just going to satisfy the game by actually putting in the real times. Alright, let's just see what happens this time. I have, to be, if I'm going to be a little bit honest here, I haven't actually really played the game, in a hot minute, so it's been a while since I figured out what the game has responded with by me putting in the right time, but I can only assume that it's probably giving me a positive feedback for doing so. So let's see what's going to happen this time. 4:46 p.m. Your favorite time of day? Wait, what? Or could you simply not resit? Jeez, can't talk. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? What do you want? I'm an honest person. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 4:46 p.m. is. Let's see another slider to find out. How accurate is 4:46 p.m.? What's this all about? I mean, I know this is the Stanley Parable we're talking about here, because there's going to be some weird meta shit that's going to be brought up, but what is this all for? It doesn't make any sense. I guess it's very accurate? Well, it's actually, the time has obviously changed. Let's slide it down just a little bit. I guess there's fine. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Okay. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip up a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Oh my god. Now I'm curious. I literally just started up the game again. Now I have to know what happens if I boot it up again. Please adjust the... Okay, so I've obviously come back, and the game wasn't really kidding. They're actually coming up with new, different data about me. And apparently this one says, please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Okay. Aw, cute. Okay. Alright, this is getting pretty funny now. Please adjust the slider until the 5 becomes the number 9. What the... Oh, wait, what are all these symbols? We got smiley face, piece of paper. I forgot what this hand gesture is supposed to be, but I think it's the okay symbol. I don't even know. There's a flag, an IX, or that could represent the Roman numeral 9. A file cabinet, that icon you would see on a Mac computer, an airplane, a computer, a bell, the actual number 9, a telephone, B, a bicycle, an ambulance, a actual text box that says 9 on it, a magnifying glass, a trophy, paper clips, and a house. I still have no idea what all this data is even supposed to be for. Oh my god. So what does it want me to do? Does it want me to actually It's like, select the actual number 9? Like the physical, like actual number? Or does it want me to do this? Like, it's just like, select the speech bubble like, that says 9 in it. Or does it actually want me to go with the Roman numeral 9? If that's what this is supposed to be. I think I'm gonna go with the literal answer here. Here, I'm gonna put it at number 9 and see if that's what it wanted. Okay. Didn't tell me if that wasn't the one they were looking for, but alright. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. What does that mean? Does it want me to, like, slide the thing all the way against the right? This just keeps getting weirder and weirder, but, again, it's Stanley Parable. Of course they're gonna be doing, weird stuff like this. Please don't adjust the slider. Some people would adjust the slider, but for me, I'm one of those people that likes to follow instructions sometimes. So I'm just gonna I'm actually gonna listen and not adjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? I can see it on my second monitor, so yes. It is the time that is right now. What is this? No, seriously, what's happening? Is the time that is... I can't speak. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? I don't even know... What kind of a question is that? Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes? What is... Oh my god. Now we're just asking rhetorical questions at this point. What is time, anyway? Well, if I know anything about Don't Hug Me, I'm scared. Time is a construct of a human perception, an illusion created by something. That's my representation of what time is. But I think that's the literal answer. What is time? Yes? Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? I haven't told you through how silly this all is, so I think mostly no. Help? What do you want me to do? What do you want help for? I'll say yes anyway. Will you come back to visit me the next time I boot up the game, which is not going to be this. Not going to be right now, but yeah, sure, I'll come back to visit. And that's it? After all that? Okay, this just keeps getting weirder and weirder the amount of times I keep playing this. You know what? Let's just finally get into this, alright? I've wasted enough time. So last time I played this game, I remember something to do, but it's like one of the newer endings involving like a skip button. I remember it got very depressing towards the end of this, and I don't know, I think that had something to do with finally wandering off into the distance aimlessly until the game just reset itself. But that's about it. That's all I really seem to remember about this. Like I said, it's been a while since I played, so there's gonna be some stuff I'm gonna forget about. Why is it? Okay. now you're just being too obvious. look at the neon like a sign they have set up here. It's like they just want us to know that hey, new content, and come on down and see the new content. We insist that you come and check this out. Jesus Christ. Okay, you've lured me in.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, really? What exciting new things have you got to show me this time? Oh my god. I didn't expect I was going to be starting the game off with this today, but here we go, off to a new adventure.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh no! Are you serious? Okay, I do not know where this is gonna go, but I thought I heard some people talking about this, and so now I get to experience this.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay. I think this could be one of those videos for me. We're going to be giving a lot of my thoughts out. So this may end up going longer than I expected it to. But is this whole situation here just like the writers, poking fun at the fact of unnecessary sequels? And I'm not just talking about gaming in general. I'm talking about movies as well. Because you guys have been noticing a lot, like in today's day and age, of how there's a lot of sequels coming out for movies that, quite frankly, doesn't really need a lot of sequels. So I don't know, maybe this is them poking fun of that. Because the game is very meta. I mean, it would make a lot of sense for this. The end is never the end. Again. 427. Okay, I saw this somewhere online before. Oh boy, what has the narrator got us sucked into this time?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What? Wait. Okay, I mean, you gotta be honest. Some of these posters do kind of look interesting. But what caught me off guard, is this soda vending machine that says, "Taste the sequel." Taste the sequel? What does Stanley Parable 2 even taste like in the form of a soda or just drink in general? New and tasty? Okay, we're really going down the rabbit hole here. Oh my god. Mock-ups for different logos. Wait, thanks for attending my meeting? Wait, am I supposed to be sitting down somewhere? Well, hold on a minute. First of all, look at these different logo designs here. You get the standard Stanley Parable 2 logo. It actually has the number 2 written on it. Then you get the Stanley Parable 2 logo that has the Roman numeral 2, 2 lines, just centering it down there. Then you get the Stanley Parable with the script fonts, in there. Then you get the simplified Stanley Parable 2 logo, the subtle Stanley Parable 2 logo with 2 lines in the middle, one being for the B and one being for the L. Yeah, that's clever design right there. Backwards, two to mirror. 2 Stanleys for the price of 1. Oh, man.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, God. Are they going to be, like, going over, like, every cliche that you'll see, like, in a sequel? Is that what's going to be happening here? Because, you know, it wouldn't be surprising for a game like this to cover all that. Oh, let's make it about sequel. There's not a whiteboard here. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, which is basically Arkham City, Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2, and then you got obscure sequel titles like Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. You can't have a sequel board list without including Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. Once again, they're really good at poking fun at all. I don't even know anymore, man. And then you got Dark Souls 2. I'm glad I didn't miss that, like, the whiteboard. Because it shows you that, like, they're thinking about, like, if we're going to be coming up with a Stanley Parable 2, what are some of the best sequels to come out, like, in, like, you know, in the past, like, a decade or so? They thought to themselves that, like, out of all sequels, there's also, we can't leave out Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. I can't get that off my mind. I mean, why would they put Return of Jafar on there? It's the most bizarre sequel you could put up on that board. Valued investor. This went to the show for. Okay. Wow, they're really going all out with this. Oh dear God.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
What the? Okay. The Stanley Parable 2 exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. I wonder if they're just going to say Stanley every time you press the button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
That must be a really hard thing to even consider wanting to implement into your own game. Like, how would that even work? They would have to use AI or something, like, in order for it to, like, instantly register, like, who's playing the game or something like that. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen here. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Alright, enlighten me.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now?
Oh yes, I do.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Yeah, so my real name is no longer Orange Bowl, apparently. My real name is Jim. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, at least if I'm going to be completely honest out of the blue, at least it's 3 letters, like my actual, like a real name. So, I mean, at least that's good. So basically, that's like the stand-in, like a button or something like that, to test. Oh my god, though. Yes, so it's just for... I mean... It's for demonstration purposes, what I was trying to say, but like, what... Oh, wait a minute, was I supposed to press the button again? I thought that, like, oh, I press it once, that's it. Wait, maybe it wanted me to go over here. No. Okay, I think it actually wanted me to press the button again.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again, do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No, no,
Otherwise,
no!
soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Oh, it just clipped through the floor. Okay. Oh, yeah, so... A sequel like the Stanley Parable 2. Our only feature includes a button that literally says Jim. Or just your name.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
I guess it would save you some money. But it wouldn't make it a great sequel. Oh my god. there's again, look, I know this is just all meta humor, and it's not really meant to be taken seriously, but like, they're so confident in its Stanley Parable 2 that they have, like, they already have merch. And there's a QR code. For my own curiosity's sake, I want to see what happened. What happens if you scan the QR... Okay, I have been sent a link to the Stanley Parable. Galactic Cafe went above and beyond the effort to actually include a QR code. I can't really... I know you guys can't really see it because I scanned it on my phone. I'll take a screenshot of this for you guys to see it, but like, they actually went through the effort of actually providing a QR code that sends you a link to a Stanley Parable 2 website. It says on here, a sequel, huh? Watch our helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. And there's an actual video link to Galactic Cafe, like probably for an unlisted. There's an actual link though, an actual link for a Stanley Parable video that talks about sequels. Stanley Parable sequels and you. And then it goes on, like at the bottom, saying, that's new. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of the exhibit. When this video is done, I'm going to have to take a look at that video itself. Oh my god. But seriously, they're so confident, and this sequel's going to do well. They already have their own merch. Oh dear god. Do you see what I see? For those of you who've already played through the game, you know this. You know this. I had been hearing for the longest time, this has been memed to death. I had been hearing about a bucket. All glory go to the bucket, apparently. I had been hearing about this bucket for the longest time. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what it was for. All I knew is people were going batshit crazy over a bucket. Before we move on to anything else, I have to take a look at this. I want to know what the meaning of the bucket is.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
What?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh my god. So this bucket pretty much solved every problem that people have had with the original Stanley Parable. Oh, the game is absurd. It's very unrealistic with its endings. This right here, this bucket reassures you that everything is going to be alright, and it fixes everything.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
All praise and glory to the reassurance bucket. That's all I'm going to say right now. This bucket is the best thing that this game has ever provided. I've heard that you can do some pretty cool like things with this bucket. I don't remember some of them, but I know you can probably do some pretty insane things with it. What the frick, man? It's a bucket. To be realistic here, it's a bucket. What is that going to do? Alright, so no, I'm curious. I see something that says infinite hole. When I think of infinite hole, I think about the bottomless pit from Gravity Falls. So I want to see if that's accurate. But holy crap, though. There is so much to do. This is apparently... I really was not expecting this. There's going to be so much to do in this exhibit. I feel like my brain is going to keep being distracted by everything.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Happy 12th birthday, Stemnies? Get well someday? Okay, if I had to choose between the two, I think it would be... Look, Happy 12th birthday, Stemnies. He has a better design. I guess maybe in this case... Maybe it's someone's birthday. What if I choose this?
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
Wait, I didn't press that! I didn't press that balloon! You tricked me! You tricked me! Alright.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
You made your decision from the beginning, and basically, you just didn't care no matter what choice I was going to pick. In other words, I basically didn't even have a choice for that. Okay, let's find that infinite hole. I wonder if they're actually going to let me go through this. Oh, okay, they're just... It's a diagram to show off how the hole works. Alright. Seems pretty scientific. The opening, rim, surrounding area, and the depth, which, as a reminder, is infinite. Yeah, gee, thanks. I wouldn't have been able to ever figure that out without that piece of paper. Same thing for this. Wouldn't have been able to know either that it's infinite. Okay, again, I get the point. It's infinite. It just keeps going. Like the Energizer Bunny, pretty much. It just keeps going and going.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Okay, what's the catch? There has to be a catch here. Either they're not going to let me fall down the hole at all, period, or there is something on the bottom of it. Well, it's time to take the leap of faith. Let's see what happens.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Well, at least they have a way for you to get back.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
But what if I don't want to go back? What if I want to see if this is all a lie?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
What?
Okay,
I knew
good
it!
For you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
Hey, you're the one who lied to me.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
So it's exactly what I thought. It's a long hole drop down, but it's not infinite. It's just a scam. It's a scam. I call shenanigans. It's a scam. To be honest, he's been lying to us throughout most of this experience. So it's like, why would I trust him now and think that this is an infinite hole? Oh, well, it was worth going down the whole thing.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I'm tempted right now. What if you went down the hole again? I'm tempted to do it, but I don't really want to right now. I know somebody has probably done this. Someone probably has actually went down the hole more than once. You either get some kind of an achievement or even like a different reaction of it. Either way. It's like you can't. It's one of the things where like you can't just do it once. Can you find? Wait. So are you telling me that there will be collectibles in this sequel if it actually was a thing? And whoa, what is that?
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game.
Ooh.
In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
What?
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
This horrific music makes me think this is like the god of all items to collect. It's just some standard figure of Stanley. What the frick? Can I actually grab this? Oh, okay. Wait, there's more than one? There's more than one of them. Okay, there has to be more.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Yes. Really terrible if you actually get a reward for getting all the collectibles. It would be a shame if no one got the satisfaction of actually collecting them all. Now I have to know. Look, there probably is 5 more laying around somewhere, but I'm not seeing that. This has been a really interesting experience, though. But I have a funny feeling, though, this is just all for joke's sakes. There's not gonna be an actual sequel for the Stanley Parable coming out. To be quite frank, I think the new endings of Ultra Deluxe is Stanley Parable 2, at least in my eyes, because you get the original game all remastered with most of the same endings intact, and then you get all these new endings. I don't know what new endings lie beyond this, but the new endings really do kind of represent the actual Stanley Parable 2, at least in my eyes. That probably applies to some other people too, but that's just what I see.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Well, anybody would want that.
I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen.
Oh, God.
A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Oh my
All right,
God,
perfect.
here we go.
Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, okay. Look at this. Oh, whoa. Okay, you guys gotta admit, that is actually pretty, that's pretty cool. I think I've actually seen this wallpaper too at some point. Oh, good God! That's a really this is a trippy title screen. All right, so what happens?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Wait, we're starting over again?
Stanley worked
Oh
for
wait,
a
the
company in a
balloons!
big building
The
where he
balloons are
was
here now.
employee
What?
Number 427. Employee number 427's job was.
Is there anything else that
he sat at his
changed?
desk in room 427.
I mean,
and
we
he
we
pushed
all know
buttons
this
on
intro
the
like by now.
Orders came to him through
But I
a
want to know,
monitor on his
does
desk,
anything else
telling him
change?
what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did.
Again, I
every
saw the
day
balloons.
of every month.
I don't know if
of
I should
every
skip.
year.
Like,
And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
What if the title-
Stanley
what if the title
relished
changes?
every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then
Let's
one
say-
day, something very peculiar happened.
yes!
Something that would forever change
It actually
Stanley.
says the Stanley Parable
Something
too.
he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
I wonder if
when
that
he realized that
changes
not
for the rest of the
one
game, or if it just goes
single
back
had
and you
arrived
reset
on the
or
monitor
something.
for him to follow. No one had showed up to give
There's
him
the balloons.
instructions,
The Get
call
Well
a meeting,
Someday balloons.
or even say hi.
I
Never
didn't
in
think you
all
would
his
actually
years at the
implement
company
that into the
had
real
this happened.
game.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got
Oh
up from his
my
desk
God.
and stepped out of his office.
So yeah, there it is.
All of his
There's
co-workers
the
were gone.
balloon.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Okay,
had simply
now I have
missed
to
a
know,
memo.
what else has changed? There has to be some, like, it's probably very simple changes, as the narrator said, but like, what else changed? The sequel is now paused. Okay. Oh my God, man. That's really funny, though. Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna check out to see what else changed. Oh! The bucket's here. The bucket is here. Oh my God.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Stanley picked up the... I'm sorry, I can't get over this. Stanley picked up the bucket. And I know, it's a very simple change, but like, oh my God, you could actually use the bucket now. Question is, where? Where can you use this bucket? I have to know. What else can you...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What? Okay. Yeah, there's new dialogue now. I mean, as long as you're holding the bucket. I've really got to know what else has changed. Think about this. This is probably all still the same.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Okay, so far, this seems to be the only thing that's really changed. I mean...
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh!
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Oh my god. It doesn't feel like Stanley...
All right, I've got a second sticker back here,
Wait, what?
and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
Oh my
That
god.
way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
As I was trying to say before, it doesn't feel like that Stanley has an obsession with the bucket. I feel like it's the
You
narrator.
know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Oh my god. Okay, that's all I'm gonna take with this. Whoa! Wait! Whoa! You can actually get the collectibles.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh man. Okay, so that's something else that changed. The collectible figures are now in this. For real.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input anything, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh my god. The narrator is officially obsessed with the bucket. Let's be honest. Oh my god!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Oh, hey. But I think it's official that the narrator has an obsession with this bucket. It's not Stanley, it's the narrator.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
What? Is the bucket now sentient? Like the bucket's like an actual real-life person to the narrator or something?
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley
Burst
cradled
into
it gently,
tears?
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
At this point, yeah. The narrator really does think this bucket is sentient.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as
It's
well?
a bucket!
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Narrator,
No!
you need to get a life.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Oh my god.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
So playing through the whole game again has really made me think that
Yes.
this whole
They had done
journey
it. Stanley and
has
the
now
bucket had
been
defeated
about
their greatest
Stanley
and
and the
darkest
bucket.
enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening?
What?
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What? We what?
An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
What's happening?
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket. Needed the soothing warmth of the bucket. Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay. That just happened. Yeah, that just happened. That's a new ending. Kind of. I mean, we basically I just played through the original like a straightforward ending like normal. But now you have the bucket. You try to escape the facility with it. The facility doesn't let you leave. It apparently has some kind of detection system that knows if you have the bucket or not. If you even dare try to step foot out of it, you're fucked. Like, you basically get trapped in there again, never being able to leave again. And the worst part is you can't even go back to your office either. You're just trapped within the darkness for all eternity until the day that you die. The end. Alright guys, well, I think that's what I'm going to call it. There's probably a whole lot of subtle changes that have been made to the game now, because clearly the sequel is now in full force. But that was really awesome, though. The whole, finding out quote-unquote new ideas of what they would do for, if they were to implement, if the game itself were to have like a sequel itself, and just the whole meta, poking fun at aspects of sequels in general. It was just it was really funny all across the board. And yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen from here. I don't know if there's any more new endings. I don't know if there's any slight altered versions of endings. If you continue to take the bucket with you, I'm going to have to experiment a little bit now. In the next video, say if nothing changes, because I still have no clue what's going to happen. But in the next video, I'm probably going to figure out and see if there's any other things that change. But more importantly, I'm probably going to end up going for all the other endings that was in the original game. So I never really got a chance to get to do that yet. But yeah, so until then, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment below and obviously give this video a like. And until next time, take care.